It's 6:30 and we're sat at the summit of Kalapatar. It's about 200 meters above Everest Base Camp. We set off in the early hours in pitch darkness, and this was by far the most difficult thing I have ever done. I've just had the most extraordinary 2 weeks. I'm here. I've forgotten everyone's names. This is terrible. My brain has gone. I'm here with Roger.
Brian.
Holy shit. I'll cut the cut. I'm here with Roger, Brian, and Aidan. 6 of us set out. Yeah, it's just 3 of us, isn't it?
4.
Me! For fuck's sake. Right, I'm here with Roger, Brian, and Aidan. 6 of us set out. 2 had to call it quits about quarter of the way in. I very nearly did. I got really hot flashes and wanted to take my layers off, which is the worst possible thing I could do. I feel like crap right now, but I feel awesome as well. Every part of me hurts. But this has been a great way to finish 2 weeks in the Himalayas. What you're about to see is our base camp adventure, and you'll get to meet all these guys on that route as well. So I hope you enjoy the film. Alright, so our flight should have departed at 6 a.m. and it's now gone 7. It's been delayed because there's very low cloud and you can't really take a risk flying into Lukla. There's just been an announcement that we'll be looking to hopefully depart around about 8 o'clock, so about an hour from now. As long as we get to leave today, then we're all happy with that. It just means we'll be starting a bit later on the trail. Hopefully it doesn't get pushed back till tomorrow, because I don't think a lot of us have the time to actually push back for an extra day, but fingers crossed. Alright, so we're about an hour's walk into this. We've all been discussing that none of us have actually been feeling the effects of the altitude yet. Now we have only left Lukla, and we do appreciate it'll probably be on days 2 or 3 that we'll start to feel it. But so far everyone's feeling fine, and it's very, very warm, so it's certainly a tops off time. This is such a unique experience. I'm absolutely buzzing, and it's a great group that I'm hiking with as well. So, and they're very tolerant of me filming. You're watching this, thank you.
My name is Sven. Altitude so far is good. I think we're at 2,500 meters roughly here. So far it's pretty good. I haven't noticed a difference yet, and the weather is pretty good.
Anything you're nervous about?
Not yet, but I'm sure that will come. Yeah. Other than sharing a room again with Bri later,
True.
That's going to be alright.
A bit of a challenge to begin with, probably, and then meeting everyone and having lots of different chats. And yeah, I'm a very nosy person, so I like actually finding out everything.
And you're also the only female in the group as well.
I am, which is very exciting.
Testosterone.
And I don't know if you want to turn this camera, but have a look what's happening right here. Someone trying to put me off there. So kind. But yes, indeed. But it's fine being the only girl. I would not say it's any problem. So yeah.
Well, we're almost done for the day. This is one heck of a location to spend our first night on the trail. What an amazing first day this has been. Oh yeah, loving this. Getting a bit sunburnt too. Woo! Brand new, and it's our accommodation. Excellent. There we go. Right, good morning all. It is day 2. It is 6:45 a.m. We'll all be setting off about 8 o'clock to Namche Bazaar. We're looking at quite a long day. It's going to be about 9 or 10 hours of walking. We'll be at Namche for 2 days, as this will be where we'll have the first of our acclimatization days as well. I think we're all a bit curious to see how we're going to be handling that. So, yeah. I actually slept quite well last night, and although it is very cold, my sleeping bag is doing its job, so I was very, very cozy. So without any further ado, let's begin. It's Aidan and his newfound washing gimmick. See his underwear for the rest of the trip.
That's the flag of the United Kingdom. You think it's underwear?
Say, I do enjoy a good bouncy suspension bridge. That's quite fun. How we doing? Woo! Take a look at this shot, man. It's awesome. Whoa. That is windy. Restaurants, shops, everything you could need in the Himalayas. I don't know if it's possible I'm ever going to see something as absolutely beautiful as this. Look at that view. And just an FYI for everyone watching, none of those are Everest. Right, so I've just unpacked in my room here in Namche Bazaar, here for 2 days, and you should see the view from the window. It's incredible. That one is a beast.
Good looking creatures, aren't they?
Whoa! I like my testicles where they are, thank you. So for you viewers, Everest is the one that looks like it has clouds coming out of it and it's blowing them off to the right hand side there. And this gentleman here is of course Tenzing Norgay, who was every bit the equal of Edmund Hillary, and they both summited Everest for the very first time.
Phenomenal. He's taller than I imagined, to be honest. That might just be the statue, but it's really quite fitting seeing, you know, the man who summited Everest first, along with Edmund Hillary, just with the backdrop of Everest there. Yeah. It's our first real proper view of Everest. We did see it briefly yesterday on the way up, but it was kind of cut off by some trees. So to see Everest in all its splendour, along with such a legend in mountaineering, it's really quite a phenomenal and moving experience, and it is a wonderful dedication to a man who did an awful lot, not just in terms of mountaineering, but for Nepal in general, putting this wonderful country on the map.
We're doing on Education 101 on rocks.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I've not read the sign fully yet, but apparently this is some rock from the Dead Sea, and some kind of joint venture between Nepal and Israel. But you can see this rock here is from the local region, and this is a metamorphic rock. It looks like gneiss. And you can see the banding here. The banding is from the original rock. The immense amount of compression from all the tectonic plate movement that created the Himalayas is basically crushed and sorted the grains out into these different bands here. So the different colours you see are different minerals that have been sorted due to the phenomenal pressure from the tectonic movement. And this one, I think, looks like some kind of like salt kind of crystal. It could be a limestone, but I think it's some kind of like salt precipitate from the Dead Sea, obviously.
Oh, interesting.
That's all I know from looking at it.
Wow. Round of applause. Well done.
It's something out of the storybook, really, isn't it? It's just it's something you never thought you would have seen, but we're here, we've seen it. It's unbelievable. I can't take my eyes off it. It's a little bit emotional, really. I come with my friend. Unfortunately, he's feeling a little bit ill today, so it's a little bit bittersweet, but it still doesn't take anything away from the moment.
My name's Pepe. Come from the south coast of the UK. I've come to Everest for a few reasons, really. I love the outdoors, for starters. I'm really passionate about the outdoors. I've spent a lot of time in Wales, Scotland, and in the Lake District. And to be sitting where I am at the moment, I do, and I can't help it, I feel quite emotional. I'm looking at probably one of the most beautiful things in the world. I feel an absolute privilege to be here, to be honest.
So Bal was telling me that the mountain behind us is a sacred mountain, and no human has actually summited it. And the local government and the police and the army here will actually, if they catch you going up, they'll helicopter up there, and they'll go and grab you and take you back down. Yeah. So apparently, yeah, a really sacred mountain, and no one's been up it, which is crazy.
So 1-1 this morning. We're looking at about an 8-hour hike through to Tengboche. There's a monastery there as well, but unfortunately we're not allowed to film. But this is heat, really intense heat. About 8:45 in the morning. there goes Sven and Laura. Unfortunately, they're both suffering with altitude sickness. Sven's in recovery, but Laura unfortunately hasn't been feeling well all day. Alright, so just in that half an hour that we were in the monastery, we've come out and now there's just a thick fog everywhere. Alright, so our day is coming to an end. We're just heading down to the tea house at LABOUCHE, and then we'll get warm because it is very, very cold. We'll see you tomorrow.
Just the 2 roses. I think there is a history because Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Andrew. Happy birthday to you.
That's what we were talking. That's amazing.
And we did. That's what we're going on about. We're coming back to it. Going on with. We just want you to.
Thank you very much. That's amazing. That's amazing.
we're gonna have a good fun in the Irish bar and don't shoot the Zapper. Absolutely.
Did you get a picture, Andrew?
Oh, I'm speechless. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
You got to do your speech, Andrew.
Speech.
Well, the last kind of holiday birthday I had, I was actually around the killing fields in Cambodia, so I could say that the mood here is much brighter than that, and I wouldn't want to spend it with. Well, it's been absolutely fantastic spending it with everyone here, so thank you so much.
I'm struggling to get it together today. We're at the stage now where we're really starting to feel the sub-zero temperatures late at night and first thing in the morning. Actually still managing to stay quite warm, however. My sleeping bag is fantastic, but there's a lot of condensation, everything feels damp, and it takes a while just to kind of snap out of it. Fortunately, the sun is now coming out, so we'll be able to take these clothes off, coats off even, don't want to go that far, and hopefully feel a bit more awake going forwards. This is day 5 and we are going up to LABOUCHE, where we'll be for 2 days, which will include an acclimatization day as well. We actually think, although it'll be higher up, it'll probably be warmer because we've actually been in a canyon here, so but it's all good training for when we get to those higher points. We should hit base camp in 4 days. Early morning suspension bridge. Morning. Alright, so last night was our first sub-zero night. How did you find it?
It wasn't too bad sleeping, but waking up with damp everywhere wasn't nice really. The accommodation's lovely, but it does get very damp in the morning.
Did you find, I found when I woke up that my sleeping bag, I thought it was wet, but it was just a lot of condensation that had sat on the sleeping bag.
Yes, yeah, and some of the group had ice on the inside of their window,
Yeah,
which is a good sign.
I believe Aidan's glasses are pretty much frosted up on him this morning. So.
Yeah, Aidan couldn't see anything when he woke up.
Right, we have a quick afternoon stop. We had lunch earlier on. This has been quite a slog today. It's all been exposed. There's no shade at all, so we've been having the sun beating down on us. And because we're keeping pace quite slowly, intentionally, we're all feeling pretty exhausted. So to be honest, probably wouldn't go down as one of my favourite days on the trail, but it's obviously very, very, very necessary. Laura's now on Diamox. She's looking a little bit better. She's still finding it a little bit tough, but Diamox usually takes about 24 hours to kick in, so hopefully later on tonight she'll be right as rain again. And there is home for the day. Oh, it's been a long day. Long day. Good morning. Right, we are on our second acclimatization day, and today, or this morning even, we're going to be heading up to 5,000 meters. Oh yes, it's getting serious now. I'm still feeling okay actually, so I'm quite surprised. In general, my stomach is feeling great, and it generally never does. So I've actually, a few people in the team have been feeling a bit rough this morning. I haven't been, so I've been feeling a bit guilty about that, but let's not shoot myself in the foot just yet. We've still got 2 days left until base camp, and I might still feel rough at some point, but I'm looking forward to today and seeing what we can achieve. And we're going to be going all the way up there, I believe. Oh. Up we go. Aiden's not actually feeling that great this morning, but he's ahead of everyone else right now. Alright, so to give you some context, that's where we're staying. So we've climbed all of this in the past half hour, and tomorrow we carry on along there. So the good thing with today is, although we're really pushing ourselves beyond what we've done so far, because it's quite casual, we're getting to rest for as long as we all need before we carry on. So I think it should prove quite a good balance. I'm clearing my throat quite a lot now. Damn it!
So basically,
Smile like you're enjoying it.
Loving life.
Happy birthday, Pepe.
Cheers, mate.
How you feeling, Sven?
Whoa, like that.
Now, see, this is the easy bit. Going back down. That was actually a really short morning. It's only just gone 10:30, so we'll have the rest of the day just to completely chill. It's amazing how so much easier it is to breathe when you're coming downhill. Also, shades. I cannot stress how bright the sun is here. If you don't have shades, you're going to be having some pretty bad headaches, I imagine. Right, so it turns out we actually only went 4,700 meters. Ballard guide had decided that we'd actually gone high enough, so not quite the 5,000 that we thought we were going to have, but it should still stand us in very good stead for what's to come over the next couple of days. It's this trip, time has kind of stopped. It feels like I've been here forever, and then it's like 2 days away. We hit base camp, and then we have to start making our way back down. It's it's been such an incredible experience. Right, today is our penultimate day. Base camp tomorrow is finally starting to feel real. Today we're checking to LABOUCHE. We're looking at around about 9 kilometers.
It's largely flat walking at the moment, which I think we're all grateful for first thing in the morning. Unfortunately, we have lost Mark. He was not feeling well yesterday at all. He was quite confused at sometimes. He was having trouble walking, just lost his appetite completely. So it's been decided that he's going to head back down to a lower altitude.
Yeah, funnily enough, I think my last bit I said was I'll be looking forward to find out what the altitude does to you, which I regret saying. Yeah, it was a very rough sort of 36, 48 hours, like really bad headaches and just not wanting to get up, not being able to get up,
Yeah.
and just having no power, no appetite, nothing. Your body just completely shuts down. All you want to do is go down, but luckily the group and Bride dragging me through it, managed to get out the other end, and as of now probably 4 days on, I'm feeling about as good as I can considering the altitude. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And penultimate day, we've got base camp tomorrow.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
Very excited. 2 days ago I was not convinced I'd make it, so I'm very excited today to be in a position to be walking to our last stop before base camp.
Yes.
Any tradition? It's a beautiful mover, isn't it? Any Nepalese dancing?
Yeah, music.
I definitely felt his hand drop.
Music. Can you teach us Nepalese dancing? Very good. Very good.
Right, so with a very, very garlicky lunch out of the way, we'll be heading off up to the Everest Memorial, and we've been advised to put our down jackets on because it's going to get very, very cold. No shit, it's the Himalayas.
Hey, there you go.
Howdy! Okay, so we're here at the Everest Memorial. It's obviously quite a solemn place for all the lives that have been lost on Everest. Respectfully as well, there's not much clowning about, everyone's just paying their respects. Unfortunately, Andrew isn't feeling well either, Laura's partner. He's really struggling. We've got about an hour and a half left to go before we wrap up today. So I'm a little bit worried, like the pair of them, just they're here on their honeymoon, and you know, here they are. Really, really struggling. So my hat's off to them. They've done really, really well. It is very, very windy, but we have arrived at LABOUCHE, 5,030 meters. Whoop, how you feeling?
6 hours walk
To base camp, wow.
I'm feeling like I'm nearly on top of the world.
Nearly. Tomorrow we shall be, my friend. Morning. Oh, minus 15 last night. Right now it's probably about -5. But the sun's coming out. We've got a 10-hour day to Everest Base Camp. So today is the day we stop off at Gorikshap for lunch. And then from there we head to base camp and back to Gorikshap for the night. It's been very, very, very cold, and I'm sure we probably all look like shit compared to how we did when we first started. Just minutes away. Here we go. Seconds away. Well done, guys.
What a place.
Well done, Laura. And I'm here. Oh, I can't believe I'm here. Oh, this is fucking insane. Jamie, high five, my man. Well done.
Yes, mate.
How you feeling?
Brilliant. Amazing to finally be here.
Yeah.
Harder than expected.
That was knackering, eh?
Really sort of tough but rewarding experience. Like, the group's done amazing. I can't believe Laura's got it.
I know. She's done so well.
She's incredible. Like,
Done
she's
so well.
Sort of my hero of the trip, I think.
Definitely the hero of the group.
Yeah. I don't know what I expected, but the landscape is weird. It's like being on the moon, isn't it?
Yeah,
Looking around.
absolutely. Whoa! How you feeling?
Yeah, on top of the world, mate. So happy to have Svenji here.
Where is he? Disappeared.
Svenji's over there, mate.
He's over there.
We've dragged him.
But you finally made it.
Me and Sven have had many chats in the morning. Mainly me telling him he can do it, and trying to make sure he doesn't walk all the way back to Lukla. But yeah, it's emotional. We're here, over the moon. Just Kalapatar tomorrow.
Feels like we're on the moon.
I know. Landscape is insane, isn't it?
Yeah.
But no, I'm absolutely buzzing, mate.
Oh, well
Couldn't
done,
ask
man.
for anything more. You too, buddy.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very happy.
You're here with you.
Here with Bry.
He's running away.
Happy he made me do it.
Yeah.
And happy he dragged me up when I felt miserable. But it was worth it. It is amazing, isn't it?
You can do it, mate. It's just half of it is believing in yourself.
That's it. It's it's fantastic.
And not being a wimp.
Yeah.
Of course, how's that for some confidence?
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Well,
that's the encouragement I need.
Yeah. Well done, Sven.
Good.
Proud of you, mate.
Sense of achievement. 4 days of feeling not the greatest, and now getting here with the help of the team really helped. So yeah, so thank you.
Feeling good, on top of the world. Well, not quite actually. I've still got a little bit to go because there's Everest. But yeah, it's amazing. The whole trek's been amazing. Hard at times. Couldn't have done it without everyone in the team. That's probably quite cliched at this point, but it's been wonderful. The whole experience from start to finish. The Sherpas, the whole group. It's been completely magical. Yeah, loved it.
So we've got a wee bottle of Dewar's White Label, which is my namesake, and is made in the area of Scotland my ancestors are from. Right. So what we do is we take it first, we give some to the ancestors,
Right.
then we say Slanjava.
Yeah.
To your good health, Bao.
Yes.
Would you like some?
Okay,
there
thank you
go.
so much. I'm very happy with you. You know, with the whiskey in the nearby, with at the top of the wall. It's the best camp. You know, not a joke. So thank you so much. Okay, thank you. Just cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
Thank you so much, my friend. Thanks. Thanks.
Got the rest of your life. Yeah, the best thing you've got on your side is time. There are wars you can't fight. You know you're gonna fall, but you can't refuse to climb. And I'll be I'll be here, like a light that never dies, like a shooting star lights up your dark sky. Love is worth its weight in gold. I've got a broken heart but a good soul.